Hey guys, before we begin today's show, this podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Feeling down in the dumps? Feel like you need someone who isn't a friend or family member to talk about it with? BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your convenience. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapists network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out the questionnaire and help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched up with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions, plus you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Right now, Dark Therapy listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/darktherapy. That's better, BetterHelp.com/darktherapy. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this podcast, and take charge of your health today. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dark Therapy Session. My name is Arsenio Mash. You can follow me on Instagram at RSAYSR. And with me, as always, is Mr. Brandon Janu. You can also follow him on Instagram at Brandon Janu Show. Hey guys, we really appreciate what y'all have been doing. Y'all been liking, y'all been sharing, y'all been watching the videos. We really appreciate that. If y'all can continue to do that, we would appreciate it even more. If y'all can like, follow, share, rate, and review on all major platforms, that would really help out our numbers out tremendously. We would really, really appreciate that. Once you give us a shout out on the YouTube page, we'll give you a shout out. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and hit those comments and start writing some stuff in there for us. That would help us out a lot. And plus, you'll get a shout out on the show. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. No matter how good or bad we're doing, okay? Doesn't matter. Seriously. It's seriously is all good. Even if you tell us how bad we suck, how bad it looks on screen, all that other shit, just let us know, and you'll definitely be on the show, man. For real, we'll definitely put your comment up there. But thanks anyway, y'all. Love y'all. What's up, Mr. Brandon, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing good. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm good, man. It's been a long, hot week. Whew. It is hot. It is hot.
Emphasis on fucking hot.
Fucking hot. It's wild, man.
Yo, it's getting crazy. It's like I didn't know it get this fucking. I've been in the South all my life, but I was like, God damn, nigga, it's still 80 degrees in the nighttime. What the fuck is going on with this shit, bro?
It's
like,
crazy, man.
It'd be like 10 o'clock, 80 degrees. Like, it's 10 o'clock. What the fuck? Why is it still hot?
And that's the low.
That's fucking low.
Yeah, man. Fucking wild, man. Fucking wild as hell, man. Seriously. But we got a hot one for y'all today, seriously. And today's FMKs are going to be the battle of the Ashleys, famous Ashleys. And we're kind of also for the topic, we're going to just listen. We know that the Roe v. the Supreme Court has just overturned Roe v. Wade, and we know that's a hot subject that everybody's talking about. And there are very many differing opinions on that. But that's not what we're going to talk about. What we're going to talk about today is the actual government, the difference between the federal government and the state government. Now, we're not going to look, if you know me and you follow me and on any other podcast, you already know what my political leanings are and the things that I talk about. But it's good to have another opinion to kind of bounce ideas off of with. And, I've heard, obviously with Brandon on his show has also gotten political, and we don't agree on everything, and we shouldn't agree on everything. And that's good, though, that we can actually still have this conversation, be respectful, and still be friends. So, you know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point. Back in the day, politics was, I'll fight for your right to say anything that you want to. You know what I'm saying? Because we're Americans. That's what we are. We're supposed to be on the same team, even though we don't agree with the same things. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm gonna lead it off to you, Brandon. So what are some things that you think people should know about the government, whether federal, whether state, or whatever it is? What are some things that you think are important for people to understand?
Well, I mean, for me personally, I think that people nowadays, we've made it so divisive to talk about politics without somebody getting in their feelings,
Mm-hmm.
which is very important in a conversation like this because, like I've always said, when you're in your feelings, then nothing gets done.
Mm-hmm.
When you think you got the right agenda all the time, then you don't hit the other side and you don't know what the other side is really thinking or feeling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all could have the same opinion, but because it's so dirtied up by people saying whatever the fuck they want to say and feeling like how they feel about politics, which Chris Rock, like I said, Chris Rock got this amazing joke where he's like, if you already a conservative and a liberal before hearing all the motherfucking opinions, then you're a dumbass.
Mm-hmm.
But you hear all of the opinions, you already picked a side. That sounds stupid to me.
Yeah.
And it's exactly what it is. It's like you can't pick a side without even knowing what the other side is going to say first.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. And I think this country has made it that way. They made it so divisive
Yeah.
that we can't even have a real conversation. And that's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, and I mean, yeah, the Roe versus Wade. I did it a couple weeks on my podcast. I did it yesterday on my point of view of random shit. When I said you could blame both sides for all of the shit that's going on, which is more important to me because y'all want to keep saying, well, it's more Republicans, no, it's more Democrats. It's like it's every fucking body. Why the fuck are we just trying to continue to say it's just one fucking side? It's fucking
Yeah.
everybody. It's every fucking side.
It's shit. All it is finger pointing. You know what
It's
I mean?
fucking finger pointing. I don't understand this shit. It's so dumb. And I don't give a fuck who's sitting in the White House right now because at the end of the day, it's just a dude in a suit. Nobody gives a fuck what they gotta say. At the end of the day, they're just the body.
Yeah.
That's all they are. Actually, they're not even a body. They're a face.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't even a fucking body. Like the rest of the fucking government, that's the body, and everybody else is just getting a chance to do whatever the fuck they feel.
I like that you said that. Oh, and popping in with us, guys, is actually he's just now coming in. We're gonna get back to that point, Brendan. I promise we will. Hopping in is actually the CEO and the owner of Channel 82 Network. His name is Mario J. Say what's up to the fans and to the watchers, man.
Man, what's happening? I feel like I came on the show of all shows. I need, I work. I'm like, man, I at least had to put on something a little fresh to master fly this show.
We really do appreciate it, man. And for those that are watching and listening, please go check out Channel 82. That's CH8TY2. .com. Get exclusive episodes of the Dark Therapy Session right up on there. And we're talking about politics a little bit, well, mostly, and we haven't discussed Roe v. Wade, but we're basically what we're comparing and contrasting is the federal level versus the state level. And Brendan brought up a good point that the president is only a figurehead. The president really doesn't have that much power that people think that he has. It's more into the legislator, it's more into the Senate, it's more into the lawmakers and the SCOTUS, the Supreme Court of the United States. Right. So what are your opinions on the federal government? What are your opinions on the state government, if you have any, obviously? Because I know not all of us wants to get political. And this wasn't the only reason this is a political show right now is because of my post yesterday on Facebook. And Mr. Brandon said this would be good for the show. So that's why we're talking about it.
I have some views. And honestly, man, I'm one of those people where I'm kind of in and out of it. Because I spend a lot of time trying to figure out where I fit in this world based on what I'm trying to do and what I want to do for my family and whatnot. So I have my opinions on different things with the federal government. I think the federal government is really passive about a lot of things. And I think they pretty much ideally have their own agendas in mind when it comes to people on where we are, people in communities that really need some true answers, some real answers to our questions, instead of just a run around and saying, oh, that's just politics. Like I have, say, about 46 plus employees at my job. And, you know, of course, I'm going to try to be as fair as I can, but something as simple as a break policy. You know, we have one, but let's say you go somewhere and they don't have a break policy. A lot of people have gotten to a point where they feel like they're entitled to a break. And, you know, human decency would say, give them a break. You know, give them some time to chill out, regroup, step away from whatever the position says that they have to do and just kind of chill out. Well, the reason I say that is because if you look at certain places, they have it where, hey, you obey whatever the federal law is. But when you look up the federal law for just a simple meal break, that simple meal break, they'll say whatever your state says. Well, the state says whatever the federal says. And then both basically tell you that when it boils down to it, if the company has a break policy, they just have to follow it. Well, if the company doesn't have a break policy, they don't have to give you a break, even if you work a 12, 13, 14-hour shift. And that's when situations like that, they don't give you a break. Like the job I have right now, I'm blessed to be able to take a break when I feel like it. Like I can break and work. I can do different things like that. But I know my people, I've been in a position that they've been in where I'm just hoping I get a break that day. Or if I get a break, it's really not long enough for me to detox and then come back and be 100%. So something as simple as that, when it comes to the federal government, I feel like they're kind of just sitting on top of a hill, and they got people that they have in charge of it, which that's when it comes to the state situation. So when you come to the state situation, that's really where all your power is. Those are the people who are really supposed to be in the dirt with everybody, trying to make sure everybody in the state has those fair shots at everything. And honestly, you know, being that I'm on dark therapy session, you got to understand that there's some of us who go through situations where we're like, this is really taxing on my mental. I'm really trying to be a man. I'm really trying to be strong for my family. But this job is only paying me enough to not quit. They're not paying me enough to take care of my family. They're paying me enough as to where I can't justify quitting a job that I have. I'm employed. But at the end of the day, once you get through with all the expenses and everything else, like what else do you really have? And you kind of sit back to yourself feeling like less than a man, because after all this hard work you put in, you still can't provide the life that's just based on just having the necessities. So between the federal and state, I feel like none of them work hard enough. I think they work hard enough based on them and their understanding of their circumstances and what they've heard through the grapevine. Now, it's not everybody, because there are some people who care. But one thing I do know, and even just being in my position at my job, there's some things I can't even get to. I'm not even the president. I'm not even in the federal government. But I understand that people who aspire to get that high, once they get that high, they realize once you get too high, you can't even touch the small guy. You can't even get to him because your responsibilities are different. And where I'm at now, I have supervisors that are under me. I have another whole manager that's under me that manages at least 15 or 20 of those people for me. I can't even get to every single person, and it's not fair. So I try to make a point to get to them. But if you put that in terms of the federal government, you get that one or two good people, they can't even get down on the state level. They have to stay away from it to a certain extent because they have, quote unquote, a higher purpose, so to speak. But then what happens when nobody's effective because everybody has to go through so many of these other channels in order to make something happen? And the president gets that high. The leader of the free world needs permission. Like, how do you explain
that? Basically balance of government. And, you know, he's just one branch of three. So he only has a third of the power. But, you know, going back to what you said about mental health, And it can cause a lot of people to get depressed, have anxiety, and things like that when things like this happen and breaks into the news. And I truly do understand that. And I think that's what we need to, talk about. We need to understand, especially what's happening. The Supreme Court, the federal Supreme Court, they may have overturned it, but all it does is really gives the power back to the state. And you did bring back you did say the point that it's about your local government. That's what is most effective. You have to talk to your local legislators, your local lawmakers, your Senate, your senators. You have to talk, those are the people that you need to be protesting, not the federal government. And you also said about the federal government being passive. I would rather the federal government be passive, because if they weren't passive, then we would have communism like China. So it's a good thing that they're passive. It's a good thing that they don't necessarily go to every single court case like Roe v. Wade. And it took 60 years for them to overturn it. So I think it's real important for people to understand that and not get so crazy, not get so hyped up about it. Social media, Brandon, you said things are going crazy nowadays. I blame social media. I blame Twitter. I blame all these things because you don't have just Americans on there. You have people from all over the world, and they all want to give their opinion on what's happening here in the United States. And a lot of them, most of them, if you're born out of the country and you still live out of the country, don't understand exactly what the United States is. It's about individualism. We're not federalized. We're not the federal states of America. We're the United States of America. So each state is actually run like its own country. So we have to understand that. We have to, if your state doesn't have abortion, I think the most restrictive state right now is Minnesota, which is 16 weeks for an abortion. That's the most restrictive state. Most of them, I believe, is 21 weeks, I think, for the most part. But however, it brings it back to your own personal, involvement and being responsible for yourself. There's contraceptives. If you feel like you made a mistake, there's Plan B. There's all these other things prior to actually getting abortion. Now, I'm sorry, I don't agree if you're 21 weeks, 42 weeks, pregnant, that you feel like, oh, I don't want this baby anymore. Well, look, it's kind of too late, in my opinion. There's other things that you can do. Give the baby up for adoption. There's always people out there that's looking for babies.
Well, I'll say this. And, first of all, as someone, and this is an exclusive on Dark Therapy Session, as a person that has been a part of that process, not wanting to be, but it being in a situation where I was extra young, barely 21, and it had to happen because the mom would have needed corrective surgery in order to actually carry the baby at all. So in that particular case, it was, you carry this baby, this is you have a better chance of you not surviving in that case. And so I don't know the full details of the complete verdict, but in that case, it's like, man, what do you do? And I've been doing a little bit more research on the different reasons as to why that happens. And I think there's a surface issue that most people respond to, and that's based on, oh, you did what you did, you should take responsibility for it. This is what happens.
Right.
And I think it's a much deeper issue. Now, of course, I would think they went deeper in court as far as those kinds of things. And I would think there are more details when it goes.
And they did. Absolutely.
Exactly. So I would think there were more details that are involved in the case. But like you said, social media, the media in general, because to me, all media is social, because they try to make it as relatable as possible when it comes down to the media these days, down to, oh, let's put a black face. Oh, let's put a woman. Oh, let's put a gay couple. A lot of people try to make it more relatable. So it turns into more media that is sociable. So that's relatable. So my thing is, when it comes to that, that's why we have shows like this, shows where people who are really interested in the truth or the facts, that's where it's our responsibility to explain what it all entails. Because as a person that does not advocate abortion, I'm not one to step in and say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. I'm not going to combat you. I'm not going to try to influence your mind. Now, if you ask me my opinion, I'll tell you. Sure. I feel like that's not something, that I would want to happen. I'm not for it. Right. But if you made that decision, I'm not going to judge you, because how many things have I done in my life that I probably should have been judged very harshly on. So now all of a sudden I get to judge you based on this. Who says that what you're doing or what you're saying or what your decision is greater than mine? So, right. I kind of let people make their own decisions, how they want to do it, whether it's life or, not that, because everybody looks at it in a sense of these are the circumstances. Either you accept the responsibility or, hey, these are the circumstances, my body, so on and so forth. My thing is I step away from it because it's an individual decision on how it plays out. And once you really involve legislature and so on and so forth, that's when you take away a person's rights. And me, honestly, and I don't want to get too far left with this, so I apologize if it does.
No, you're going right with it.
So I'm a Black man. I'm 40 years old. I just went to a doctor's appointment. That was the most uncomfortable appointment I've ever had.
The colonoscopy. Yes, sir.
And I've had the most. No. It wasn't that one. I'm not old enough for that one.
Oh, okay.
I had the prostate exam.
Yeah, right. That's right. That's what I meant.
So,
did he buy you dinner first at least? He didn't buy you no dinner first?
Did short hair. Hey, fuck with you.
Here's the thing. I got now as a man, if you can, like, I encourage everybody, get you a primary care physician provider. It's very necessary because I want to be here for my kids. If nobody knows, if anybody else doesn't know, I have 5 kids and I need to be here for all 5 of my kids. I need to be here for my wife, need to be here for my family. But my point is, in the event that something happens or something had happened before, if I had my choice and I was able to, I would take care of my kid. I would have my kid would be with me, so on and so forth. Now, as a Black man, you tell me you take away these people's rights, these women's rights to do or make this decision, and you give these people's rights over here. Now, I'm for everybody living their lifestyle. And it's always been a controversial topic, LGBTQ plus, and all the rest of the letters that go to it. Now, you give rights over here, but you take rights over here. I'm a 40-year-old Black man, and you give me rights that you don't uphold, but you take rights over here from these women as a whole group in the U.S. You take all of their rights in the U.S. You take all of these women's rights. Regardless of what I believe in, the number one thing for me is you take a right for a woman, you freeze all of my accounts as the man who takes care of his kids and pays child support. You freeze my accounts and say I can't spend another dime, and we're fresh out of court. You give the LGBTQ community full rights and so on and so forth that goes against what you originally were founded on. But then you tell Black people, we'll give you these rights verbally, but not uphold them to the letter of the law. So it's not like you were talking about earlier. It's not balanced all the way across. You can't justify giving and taking rights as you see fit, and it doesn't go for all. Because the thing about it is, where I am, there's a young lady that wants to be acknowledged as a guy. Cool, I'm going to just call you by whatever name you say you want to be called by. Because it's hard for me to look at somebody with some double D's and say, hey, sir, I can't do that.
What's up, bro?
Yeah. It was, I can't do that. But I can call you by the name that you want to be called by. I can say, hey, this is your name.
No issue with that at all. That's right.
Like I can call you by the name. Now, as a Black man, I can be upset at certain issues, but I can also take responsibility for the part that I play in any one or given situation as a Black man. So I know what's out there. So I can't go out there angrily and just say, okay, well, since I know this is going to happen, I'm going to go out here all hostile and extra, knowing what could possibly happen. Going back to the federal state, now you get to a point as to where everybody, and Dave Chappelle said this, his issue was never with the LGBTQ community. And he said it himself, and I quote, I've always only had a problem with white people. And he said that in a sense of, I don't hate white people, but here's my thing. You advance over here where you gain the benefit, and you take away rights over here where you stand to gain. And honestly, at the end of the day, whether it's federal or state, when the world is in deficit, whether it's the federal or state government, when the world is in deficit, they lean to the people who can bring the money in. And honestly, when you try to pick a party from Democrat to Republican or whatever else, when, you know, you can say, hey, we have morals, we're Democrats. Okay, Democrats are still politicians. But the thing about it is, when the world is in debt, when the gas prices are high, when school is expensive, when kids are expensive, what do you lean to? Who's going to bring in the most money for the government? Who's going to bring in the most money for the world? And at the end of the day, regardless of what that imbalance is, they're only looking at, okay, well, man, we need to lean more towards Republicans, because they were talking about how we can save money, make money, so on and so forth. The reason why Trump got in office in the first place, because they felt like if he can have billions after everything he's done, maybe he can save us. But at the end of the day, what it amounts to, if you go back to something as simple as the stock market doubles every 7 years. So what does that mean? You be patient enough and you stay the course, then just by a stroke of tradition, everything turns out okay. Yeah. So instead of panicking when everything starts to look like it's going to fold, instead of trying to run when everything seems like it's really getting hot, you stay the course. If you stay the course with some sort of morality, whether you're federal or state, your people are for you. And if the votes actually count, then the people are going to be for the people who stay consistent, not the people who go left, because everything else is going to shit simply because times are hard.
You're right. And times are hard generally, and I hate to say this, is when a Democrat is in office. There's more inflation, prices go higher, gas prices are outrageous right now. Right. We have a supply shortage. You know, living here in Florida right now, it's crazy, the supply shortage. You go into these stores, these shelves are basically empty. When I was in Virginia just a month ago, it wasn't as bad. So of course my mind is like, oh wait, we're in a Republican state. They probably shortened Florida and giving it, you know what I'm saying? But nah, that's just my whole tinfoil hat shit. But you know, but we do have to understand that you people are gonna vote for whoever they think is gonna keep more money in their pocket. So if a Democrat comes up and says, we need to spend money on this, we need to spend money on this social program, that social program, guess what? When they say spend money, they mean take more money, because the federal government does not make money. They take money.
If they spend it, we pay for it in taxes.
It's in taxes. And the same thing goes for the state. When the state says we're going to spend more money on this program, that program, this program, that just means that your taxes are going to get higher. That they're not going to. All right, look at Nancy Pelosi. Her position, you know, she's the Speaker of the House. Her position pays $200,000 a year, but yes, she is valued at like $100 million. How does that happen? From buying votes. And that's what it is. And it has become, they're no longer civil servants. They're more slaves now, because they're getting paid by these people and they're being, objectified, if you will, for their vote. And I don't think that's right. We should have term limits for these people. And I think, we as a whole, we need to understand that the federal government there is not for us. It's not. And once we understand that it's not for us or the state government, then we need to understand that we need to be for us. We need to be for the individual, for me. I can't speak for you, Mario. I can't speak for you, Brandon. Go ahead, Brandon.
So what you're saying is we need to be frugal.
Frugal.
Yep. Frugal. Okay. We need to be frugal. Okay.
But see, the thing is, I think what we miss, and I learned this through child support. Like I always relate everything. Either the music, movies, child support, relationships. Always.
Facts. I hear you.
That's cool.
But my thing is, I don't think the system, and you've heard people say it before, the system is not broken. It was designed this way. And I would say this through child support. So I'm gonna use child support on this one. So if I use movies on the next one, you know where I'm going. With child support, the system as far as child support, I've been on child support since 2010. And what I realized at the time, I was pissed, super pissed, because I'm like, I take care of my kid. My head was next to the doctors. You didn't know who the doctor was in the room because I'm as close to my kid as he was. Mm-hmm. So what I learned was the system was designed the way it was. People find loopholes to beat the system.
Yes.
So the federal government in itself was designed a certain way. And just like they find loopholes to fuck us, we need to find loopholes to better ourselves and empower us.
Yes. That's the American way, y'all. 100%. That is the American way. You're fucking right.
I'm going to tell you like this. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur with a 9-to-5, I will probably be paying in taxes with just my regular job. So anybody who's listening right now, including you guys, especially you guys, every dime you put on this, every meal you've had and talked about it, every article of clothing, you got on the SB shirt right now, you got on the Good Dad hat right now, you got your background, you're paying for software right now.
Right.
Write off every single thing you can.
Absolutely. Itemize.
If you work a regular job, you get up to 30% worth of write-offs from what you do in your city.
Speaking facts.
You go inside of what you do and say, hey, I do all this stuff. Yeah, we do it for the love of it. But at the end of the day, where we are, we need to get paid either on the front end or the back end. Mm-hmm. Find that loophole. But the crazy thing is, the stuff that we think is so far-fetched, we can talk about the federal government, we can talk about the state government. I'm going to talk about the local government in my house. The local government in my house says, in order for me to take care of my family, I don't just need to make money. I need to figure out how to make money for me. Right. Because they tax you every check, and then they tax you on the money that they say they're going to give back to you. Yep. So what do? You figure out a way as to where you can get more of that money back. So you start a business. After you start that business, we get so afraid that we realize, well, damn, is it that easy? It's so easy to write off your food. It's so easy to write off your workspace. It's so easy to write off a comforter that you use because you were cold at your desk.
Damn right.
It's so easy.
It don't matter. Like, it doesn't matter if you start your business and this is real, Brandon. If you start a business and you got a 12-inch by 12-inch desk that you have, that is your headquarters. That's your business office. Exactly. Write that off as much as you can. Write everything off.
See, now they ask you, do you have snacks at your desk? Yep. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
My desk. Let me write these Starburst off. Man, I'm gonna tell you, everywhere
the reason being is they nickel and dime us, so we need to nickel and dime them. We need to do the exact same thing that they're doing to us.
There you go. Nickel and I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tie it back into the podcast because we get to a point as to where, like right now, dark therapy session. Pronounce your name for me, please, brother Brandon.
Brandon Janu.
You get the Brandon Janu show. You get the Arce podcast. We do these things because it gives us peace. Yeah. At the end of the day, it gives us an outlet. And we get so engulfed in this starving artist mentality that we forget that we are worth something.
Damn right.
We are so worth something that we are afraid to write it off because it's hold up, that can't be right. You mean I spent when you look at how much you spent on your podcast, you only look at the free stuff. Mm-hmm. Man, all I spent was this. All I spent was that.
Hell nah.
Like right now, he don't realize this white t-shirt he got on right now. Man, pull that receipt.
Yep.
That's my dice now.
Damn right.
Because
let's say it's a $10 shirt. Put that shit on your itemization. Put up. You got that background made, Brandon. You got that background made. You got it on Fiverr. However you got it. I don't know how you got it exactly, but if you got it off of Fiverr, write that off. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you write off every single little thing you can.
And see, the thing about it is, and I pull this back to the podcast itself because it takes a toll on us when we do all this for this outlet. And believe me, I follow both of you guys. I follow your posts. I follow what you do. I admire all of it. I got a lot going on, so I don't get to like and share everything, but just know
hard. It does get hard.
Guys, man, I love what you guys are doing. And I'll say this to you, please, please don't diminish your brand because you have a passion for it.
Yeah.
Because you can have a passion so much for something that you shortchange yourself. And don't wait until somebody else shortchanges you before you decide to defend it, before you decide to really put a valuation on it based on what you feel is valuable. You know, like I sit here, I made this shirt, I made this hat, I paid for this hair. So I'm writing this out. Mm-hmm. I'm on my Cash App for this hair, say I did this because I was going to be on Dark Therapy Session on 2022. 2022.
Man, how you going to date it, man? It ain't coming out until like next week.
Look.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
And I'm going to put it to you like this. When I realized how valuable I was as a person, I stopped letting everybody else place valuation on me. And what you guys are doing with this is why I was humble to just ask you, begging, please bring Dark Therapy Session to the network. Because as creatives, you know, I don't mind humbling myself to greatness. You know, it's not about me.
We're going to let everybody know I was the actual one that was checking his prostate. You know, just let y'all know. You know, that was
there
Look, tell you, when it comes down to us uplifting each other overall, and this is still tied into the whole federal state thing, because we rely so much on those who were put in position to make decisions that we forget we can make decisions for ourselves.
And that we put them in that position too. We have to remember that.
Exactly. And so what we're doing right now, this right here is a platform I feel was definitely needed, because when you look at so many people who don't know how to express themselves, people who want to laugh instead of cry, people who want to cry sometimes just to get it out. Sometimes, man, that's the best way you can get it out.
Hell yes.
Hard cry. And when you done crying, you might want to take a nap, butt ass naked. It don't even matter. Whatever it is, you just need to let it out. And then at the end of it, you realize whatever your higher power is. Me personally, I believe in what I believe in. I don't try to influence anybody else other than if you ask me, I'm going to tell you. So don't ask me, because I'm going to tell you.
Facts.
Because at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, the power that we possess, we're not just content creators. We are authentically ourselves. And when you're going through something and you are authentically yourself, you're no longer a content creator. You supersede that type of situation. Don't put yourself in that box. You didn't create yourself. You didn't create the content, life did. Right. So when you decided to put it out and give it to people, you decided that not only were you going to save your own life, you were going to save the lives of other people who didn't have the platform or the courage that you have to put your voice out there in a space that was ready for you to occupy it.
Absolutely.
I think with the government though, getting back on this topic for a second, I think with the government, to be honest, I think we just need to redo the whole fucking structure of what this government is. Cause like y'all been saying, this shit was made this way. So I
Right.
don't think nobody knows what the fuck it is anymore. It's broke somewhere. It did break, but it's broke somewhere. And that's where people are now trying to figure it out. Was it 100 years ago? Was it 200 years ago? Was it 300 years ago? We don't fucking know. It's broken. It's what the fuck it is. The foundation been broken. We just don't know where to blame it at, and that's the problem. So we're blaming other people. We're blaming each other for the bullshit that's going on. And it's like you can't blame me for you thinking this motherfucker was gonna help you. Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
like who does that?
Well,
What neighborhood? What neighborhood you know got a nigga on a corner telling you if you vote for me, I'm gonna fix some shit for you, nigga? What? How many niggas right now is gonna pay a nigga to come in their house and fix air conditioning right now? I say we'll pay a motherfucker right now to fix some air conditioning for his house.
look,
right now.
I'm
That money.
I'm sweating my ass off over here. There's no doubt about it. I ain't used to this fucking southern heat, but you know, I know you said it's broken, and I know it seems that way, but you have to understand also that we're the youngest country basically in the world, and you know, we're the only country that allow people to have their own rights. A lot of people talk about, oh, you know, we don't need the right to vote. We shouldn't have to vote. We should just have our voices heard. But there's no other way to have really your voice heard unless you go out and vote. But you know, what it did is it allowed the person. All right, so most countries, if your father's a farmer, you're going to be a farmer. If your father, sweeps dirt off the street, you're going to be a street sweeper.
Right.
This is the only country where you can come from a street sweeper and be a multi-billionaire. This is like the only country that will allow that. True. There's good and there's bad. Yes, it's not perfect. Let's keep this shit real. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's definitely better than any other country out there. And I'm proud to say that I'm American. I'm proud to say that. I'm proud to say that for individual rights. I'm proud to say that you need to take individual responsibility for your own actions. Not, everybody else does not need to be responsible for what you do. I'm sorry. I don't need, you know what I'm saying? You need to do that. But, let's tip it just a little bit. And I like the fact that you brought up mental health, because that's basically our go-to for our show. So Brandon, what are some things that you've noticed from the mental health aspect of what's been happening lately with this? Well, lately, I want to say probably the past 10 to 15 years. What have you noticed with the mental health stuff, lately?
Well, you know how I felt about that shit. I think it's gotten too damn commercial. I think too many people want to claim mental health, but yet, are you really mentally insane, or are you really just saying that shit so people could give you some type of sympathy? And that's the problem nowadays. I think.
Not to cut you off, but people have been saying that about me, and it pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, my shit is real. But go ahead, my bad.
But that's the thing. Like, I personally try to like stay the fuck away from social media, because it is a fucking ticking time bomb. Every time you get on that bitch, you don't know really what's the real stories and what the fuck is not. Like, I done seen 3 stories on the same topic, and all of that shit was different. It's the same fucking topic. It's just 3 different opinions. It's like, what the fuck is this shit I'm looking at? Like, it's that. And I think that at the end of the day, mental health, yes, it's very real. Clearly, it's fucking real. The problem with that shit is now everybody think they can just say it, and we're supposed to have some fucking sympathy for you.
Yeah.
That's the fucking problem. Yeah. That's why the fuck I don't like everybody saying I got mental illness. Because it's like, okay, you got mental illness, motherfucker. I literally got pills on my fucking table right now. I'm looking at the shit. I got pills. And even those pills I don't take, because I know if I do, they don't do shit. All they do is knock me the fuck out for 12 hours.
Right.
And I'm going to get right up and I'm gonna be pissed off that I was asleep for 12 fucking hours.
Right.
And get right back to the problems I had before I went to fucking sleep. That's all it is. Like, that's what the fuck they don't tell you about these fucking pills. Like, they act like these pills are like some miracle workers. Motherfucker, they're just pills.
Mm-hmm.
like
yeah, and they don't know exactly what they all do. You know, they don't know.
The thing. Like, listen, it's a choice if you feel like those pills are working. To me, it feels like a fucking choice. It feels like you think that those pills are working, and I don't think they are. And that's the problem with motherfuckers nowadays. They think that the pills and all that shit works, and it doesn't. You still got mental health. You still got those problems. All they do is deter you for what the fuck you already got to go through. You got to go through those problems way more than you think before you get over them. And that's the problem. So many people nowadays get stuck in that shit. Mental health is, yes, it's very real. But at the same time, don't keep telling me and you got the same fucking problems. No, the fuck we don't.
Facts.
We might got the same. They might
Good point.
deem it as the same illness.
Yep. Right.
We ain't got the same fucking problems how we got to that illness.
Yeah. Your depression is way different than my depression. Your anxiety is way different than my anxiety. Yeah, you might say it's part of the brain and all this and all that, but still, there's something that's different with every single case. And I don't like generalizing.
Got a branch. Every illness got a branch.
Facts.
You got anxiety. What is your anxiety? What led you to your anxiety? Some people, it is being in the house. They can't be in, like, they got anxiety to phobias and all this shit. That's way different fucking anxieties. It's not the same fucking thing. Don't tell me and you got the same anxiety. That's fucking crazy.
Right.
In 5 minutes, if I go to a party in 5 minutes and I feel like there's nothing going on and it's stupid and I don't want to be here,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, that's where we agree on that part of anxiety.
I'm gonna just fucking leave. I'm gonna just fucking leave. I ain't got the time. Like, fuck that. I'd rather be at home. Fuck it.
Yeah.
like that's when my anxiety kick in, when it's just a bunch of fucking people and I truly just don't want to be there. I'm gonna fucking leave.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, like with what you guys are saying now, that's where the other part of that topic with the government, that's when that kicks in, when they try to generalize everybody and make it seem as if everybody has the same issue.
Same shit. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, and see, for me, myself, I would never compare myself to someone who has, different things that they're dealing with. I don't want to say issues because I don't want to sound disrespectful. Who has things that they're dealing with where they need or feel like a part of their visit to someone that's supposed to be a professional, they need medication or they need some extra counseling. For me, I'm fortunate in my position. I feel like I'm privileged enough to understand where I am, but at the same time, also have the empathy and the awareness to know that what I'm dealing with, I'm still blessed because I don't have to deal with the issues you guys have had to deal with in life. Right. And since I don't have to deal with that, I have to look at it like, man, that's a whole new respect for someone who's in this space with me, but have these things that they have to deal with on a daily basis.
You just said something that's very important. You have respect for what we went through. That's the fucking problem with nowadays. People don't have the respect because they think it's empathy. The same shit. They think it's the same shit. So that's the problem with people. They don't have the respect to be like, let me take a step back and actually understand what the fuck you are saying and going through. People don't have that fucking no more because everybody think it's the same fucking thing and it's not.
But that's like politics as well. It's like, okay, you got this idea, you got this idea. That means you're on this side of the aisle. That means I don't need to listen to whatever the fuck you saying. And there's no more, when I preach individualism, that doesn't mean we don't need to be together and come up with things and solutions together. That's not what I'm saying. Because that's very important.
That's certain shit in this world that you need to do on your own.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't need you to come in the bathroom with me while I take a shit. I know how to wipe my ass. I'm good.
Yeah.
I know how to do it.
I want to say I don't want to wipe Brandon's ass. I just want to say.
I'm just saying, like, nobody. If you don't know how to wipe your ass, that's
I don't know.
Different. Like that's a little different. But,
I did do your prostate exam, so I mean, it'll be a lateral move for me. But
so he called me a skank to a million people. That's what he's saying. He just called me a skank. He was in my.
Shit!
I'm gonna take a shot.
All right, bet. While you take a shot, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for being part of the podcast and listening. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just suffering from low self-esteem. Trust me, if anybody knows my story, y'all definitely know that I've been dealing with the same exact thing. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private online environment at your convenience. There's a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out the questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions, plus you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Dark Therapy Session listeners get 10% off of your first month of therapy. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Today's special offer to Dark Therapy listeners, get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/darktherapy. Thanks for BetterHelp for sponsoring this podcast. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to give all your plugs. And we're going to get into the shenanigans of the show. I apologize to you, Mario. I got so much respect.
Mario knows what's going on. He knows exactly what's about to happen. You cannot tell me he doesn't know what's about to happen. I like how you was trying to word it. I was like, I'm sorry, man. He came on here. He knew what's going on.
Facts. I do respect you a lot. But we're about to get into some FMKs. So if you need to go to another room or something where nobody can hear you, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand that. But how can people follow you and how can people listen to you and your podcast? At the Sound of My Voice, y'all, by the way.
Definitely at the Sound of My Voice podcast, Channel 82 Network, CH, the number 8, TY, the number 2, network.com. You can go there. You can go to Channel 82, spell out every word, Channel 82 on Facebook. Channel 82 Network with the CH, the number 8, TY, number 2 network on Instagram. Same thing on Twitter. Same thing on TikTok. I don't really post a whole lot on TikTok. I'm still trying to get in the groove. I'm 40, so expect me to do 40-year-olds.
I'm 28. I don't understand that shit either. So you good.
But and definitely I would always say, follow the people you see me fuck with and you'll find me. You follow them, you'll find me. Cause I'm definitely going to be pushing everybody that I fuck with across all platforms. So you follow them, you following me already.
Yeah. Okay. Brandon Janu Show on social media, of course. I got a TikTok too. I just use that bitch for podcast recaps. That's all the fuck I use it for. So if you go in there looking for something different, it's all the fuck you about to find. Brandon Janu Show YouTube channel. Shout out to my brother Juan. We're doing Jack's Wild Sports recap tomorrow morning, Tuesday. We're gonna be talking some sports tomorrow morning. Shout out to Urban Boulevard, blvd.us. I'm a brand ambassador. Go use the code Brandon.30 for 30% off. And tomorrow, we're back with the crazy shit that we usually do on Tuesdays. Oh, it's going to be fucking crazy. Oh, shit. 20 songs. It's the top 10 greatest songs of the 2000s through 2020. 20 years of songs. How the fuck are we going to figure that out? We're gonna have to figure that shit out. And I just realized that not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday will be the 200 episode, which means it's going to be the top 10 greatest ever tournament list. That is my 200 episode, which is crazy to think. But yeah, so follow me on that. And my brother RC, what do you got? Let's go.
Follow me on Instagram, Arsay Senior. That's RSAYSR. Follow the podcast, subscribe to the podcast on all major platforms, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. The Dark Therapy Session. We also have video up on Spotify. So if you don't fuck with YouTube too much or you don't do Apple Podcasts, check us out on Spotify. We got the video up there too. Also, send in your FMKs, would you rathers, fucked up videos, and what was the other one?
Wrong answers only.
Wrong answers only to the dark therapy session at gmail.com. We really would appreciate that. We'll definitely give you a shout out once we get those in. We ain't got a problem with that whatsoever. Also, you can go to patreon.com/Arsay and join the dark therapy session tier. Proceeds obviously go to Brandon and I. If you follow patreon.com/Arsay, just understand it's probably going to change here soon. It's probably going to go back to the original of what it was. I'm not going to let that out quite yet just now, but nonetheless, follow us on all major platforms, subscribe, share, like, all that good shit. Mario mentioned my SB shirt. If you're interested in getting an SB shirt or a Dark Therapy t-shirt, those are in production. Those are in the works right now, but I will take some pre-orders. If you guys would like a shirt, let me know. Actually, I might, of course. Oh yeah, that goes without saying. I might have to talk to
Mario. You want a shirt? I want a shirt.
We are working on a Dark Therapy Session / Channel 82 collab design that's going to be only exclusive to Dark Therapy Session Patreon subscribers.
Hey.
If you see the Rated Poetic, it's all produced by, but at the same time, we're going to celebrate who we fuck with. That's something I'm working on right now. Yes, I am the in-house designer, and I fully support these cats, man. It's something special just to be in their presence. So please don't take it lightly.
Y'all heard that. So there it goes. That's what I was going to actually talk to you about. But yeah, thank you so much for putting it out there. All right. All right, let's get back to the show, y'all. All right. So, listen, I know you're very,
they try to bring all the way out of.
All right. Yo, I know. Facts. I am. All right. So I know you're very, you're and I have no issues with it whatsoever. You're very pro-black and stuff like that. And I apologize for these FMKs, but they're gonna be 3 white girls. All right. And guess what? They're all Nate Mashley. Today's FMKs is the Battle of the Ashleys. All right. So today's FMKs are Ashley Graham, Ashley Tisdale, and Ashley Johnson. Ashley Graham obviously is a supermodel. She's has been known as being one of the I guess I don't want to say overweight because I don't think she's overweight. Bigger, I guess, models plus size. That's a good one. I like that. Ashley Tisdale, you know her from like High School Musical and that cartoon. I forget the name of it with the platypus and shit on Nickelodeon. Yes. And Ashley Johnson, she was a child actress, but she's most recently been seen on a video game called The Last of Us. She plays the character Ellie, which was a dope ass role. And I think, I think she's beautiful as hell. There's no doubt about it. So, instead of going to you, Brandon, look, I got someone else now. Wow. You don't have to get in trouble first. Look, I'm throwing it straight to you, Mario. Mr. Mario, who would you fuck? Who would you marry? Who would you kill?
Fuck and marry is her right here in the black with the black hair.
Well, you can't fuck you fuck one, you marry one, you kill one.
That's messed up, man. I can't do that. Okay, so when I say fuck, okay. I would fuck her in the blonde with the black.
Okay.
With the Hulu background. I would marry the one with the black hair.
You talking about Ashley Tisdale? You would fuck her?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the top, the one at the top, not the one at the bottom.
You talking about Ashley Graham? Ashley Graham. Yeah, okay.
I would marry her because I can keep her around, and I would probably kill her at the bottom.
All right. So you would marry Ashley Graham. You would kill the one in the bottom.
Yeah,
which is Ashley Tisdale.
She ain't got enough cake.
I feel you. I feel you. And so that means you would fuck Ashley Johnson.
Yeah.
All right.
Smash to the wall and get rid of her. Matter of fact, hey, I'm gonna throw this out there. I would big smash her and throw her to the side.
Hey, I ain't hating. Mr. Brandon, who would you fuck? Who would you marry? Who would you kill?
All right. Oh, fuck. I'm marrying Ashley Graham. I'm a Mario on that one. I'm marrying Ashley Graham. Yeah. Just off top. That's obvious.
Yeah.
Here we go. All right. Shit. I'll fuck Ashley Tisdale. I gotta kill Ashley Johnson. I would, yeah.
So y'all both. Oh no, yeah, that's where y'all differed. Okay, right on. Okay, I ain't hating. All right.
So these pictures ain't making it no better though. I do not like you when you do these fucking pictures.
I gotta
say the names and shit.
Yeah.
Nigga want to do the pictures now. Like what the fuck? Like god damn, bro.
See, look at him. He like, what about now? But what about now?
Yeah, like change your mind.
You sure? That's exactly right.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, you know. Excuse me.
He getting tongue-tied in this bitch. She was like,
Facts.
We didn't say eat. We didn't say eat, Arce. Don't clear your throat too much.
Yo, I'm definitely gonna marry Ashley Graham, but I do have some reservations. I don't think I'm big enough for her. You feel me? If you know what I mean when I say that.
Like I said, you throwing yourself out the door. You don't know. You do not know. You're throwing yourself out the door. You don't know.
Blue pill.
I'm fucking Ashley Johnson. Mainly because, man, I'm telling you, playing
She's small. She's small.
She is, but her character, watching her play her character on The Last of Us, and just seeing how she acts and watching the progress and everything that she was doing, it really made me like her a lot. No bullshit. Ashley Tisdale, yeah, she's fine. However, she's in a High School Musical. You know what I'm saying? That shit was kind of corny back in the day. I ain't gonna fry. I was maybe too old for it. We're 40, Mario. You know what I'm saying? So
no, right? You just got it. I said it twice, and I was like, hold up. I just keep putting it out there. I gotta realize this shit.
Yeah, facts. Word. So I'm definitely gonna marry Ashley Graham, fuck Ashley Johnson, and kill Ashley Tisdale. I forget who I lined up with. I think I lined up with you, Mario.
Mario. We all picked Ashley Graham to marry, so I was just gonna put that out there.
Facts. So
we have straight.
Yeah, so that's right.
We got that one down pat. We know what that was gonna
do. So what that does now, Mario, you're probably just learning about this. However, we're going to be starting a bracket system for these FMKs that we've been doing. So that automatically brings Ashley Graham to the front lines, and she will definitely be in the brackets coming soon, y'all. Me and yeah, man, it's going to be wild. It's going to be wild as hell. Right now, we're still in the process of going through all of the episodes because we don't remember all of them. Let's keep this shit real. There's been 30 episodes. So of 3 chicks every episode. That's
Holy
90
shit,
women that we've gone through.
I want to tell you this though. Now, as I'm developing the channel that I'm working on, because Channel 82 Network is a whole network, but I'm developing the Dark Therapy channel along with everything else. So just know this, Dark Therapy session, anything that comes to the network is going to be on Roku. It's going to be on.
Perfect. We are. Brandon and I are great misogynists, and I think the Roku channel would really love that.
Podcast episode about it.
No, it's gonna be on Roku once I finish doing what I need to do, so you guys know where the viewership is gonna come from. So this can literally be in everyone's home who has a Roku TV, who has a Roku stick. And eventually it's going to be on Fire Stick as well. Hey. So just letting you know. Now, I may be behind my wife's closet. This is my wife's closet. So I'm glad she ain't got no extras hanging up here.
Bras and panties.
Just know that whatever you do here, whatever comes to the network, that's where it's going. Hey. So make it a great one so people can really understand the impact and the love, the lightheartedness, the seriousness, all of it that pertains to the Dark Therapy session.
Your channel's going to get canceled so fast.
We get canceled out the gate. Holy
shit. I come out of pocket for my network, so they can't cancel me. You can't cancel me. You can't cancel. I pay for this. I come out of pocket for my channel. I come out of pocket for my network. So believe me, when I put you guys on there, I mean, believe me, it's still a privilege. I'm not saying like I put you guys on, trust me, because you guys are bringing some much needed seeds to the network to really help it grow. So please don't misconstrue that. I really have a lot of respect, a lot of admiration, a lot of humility in the fact that you guys chose to really work with me. But when I put it out there, I put my dime on the line for people I believe.
You don't want this show then. You don't want this show.
It's already a done deal. I've let people know. As long as it don't get as extreme as the Skank Bank, I can manage.
I think me and Brandon go. I think me and Brandon go a little harder than that most times.
I think we can try. We can try. We can try.
But it all goes here though. It all goes back to here though. You always home with this. You always pull it home with this because even though it comes home with this, it's still ingrained right here.
Of course.
And since it's ingrained right here, and you pull it home with this, I can deal with it. I can respect it. I can. And I
appreciate. We can appreciate that. Yeah, but just understand though. Me and Brandon, we started this shit where we started this shit was like, yo, we don't give a fuck about what nobody thinks about us or what anybody says about us. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely tell you, don't expect us to change.
Arce, you know me by now.
I know. Of course.
You know me by now. Brandon gonna get to know me the way you know me. And you understand that at no point in time have I asked you to do anything different. I've always only said, man, be you, do your thing. Let me know what I can do on my end. And I stand by. Yeah. None of that changes. No doubt. I respect both of you brothers, man. And when it comes down to what we're talking about tonight, everything you guys have already talked about, you're talking about something that the world needs. It's not just a comedic situation. It's basically, hey, this is what we deal with on an everyday basis. These are the things that contribute to it. These are the things that we have to face at the same time we're dealing with these other things. So understand, you're not me, I'm not you, but you're going to respect me as the person I am and me doing what I do.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
For me, like I said, I'm humble in this space right now. Regardless of what I'm creating and what I'm building, I can't build without you guys. And I'll tell you that. I'll tell that to the world. I can't build without you.
Clip it. That's the clip. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
So you never see me knock anybody for what they do, but you've always seen me uplift everybody for what they do. And that's always going to be the case.
Facts.
So you guys keep doing what you're doing. I'm not trying to change you, because if I was trying to change you, it wouldn't make sense for me to say, hey, come here and be you. What the hell? It don't even make sense.
Yeah, word is bond.
Sure.
Be you. Be you, because on the network, I got a home for you. And at the same time, I'm not successful unless you're successful. It don't even make sense for me to even think I'm doing anything unless you guys are able to create and do you the way you do you. Keep doing you the way you're doing you. I don't have any issues with that.
Appreciate that a lot. Seriously.
Thank you.
All right, we've come to the end of the show, and like always, Mr. Brandon, he summarizes our episode, and then we close the session. So, Mr. Brandon, can you please let us know what the hell did we do today?
Holy shit. What did we do today? First things first. Thank you, my brother Mario, for coming through. We appreciate you, man, more than you know, man.
100%, 100%. Hell yeah. Thank you so much.
So today's episode is about the government. Listen, at the end of the day, like we always say, man, this show is more so predicated on how we feel. We can't tell you how you're supposed to feel about the fucking government. However you feel about the government, it's your fucking personal opinion. I can give two shits. I think the fucking government sucks. That's just my opinion. I think the bitch is terrible. I think Joe Biden sucks as a president. Didn't want the motherfucker as a president in the beginning. Thought Trump was a bad president. Wasn't because he wasn't a president. Motherfucker wasn't a politician. Just thought he was a bad fucking politician. Motherfucker's not supposed to be a president. At the end of the day, whatever you decide, just think of both fucking sides before you do it. Stop thinking with the fucking mindset that this is just gonna benefit me. Fuck that, because your ass gonna be dead and deceased, and we're gonna have to deal with the bullshit you created. Fuck that. I'm not with that. Fuck that. Be very fucking cognizant of what the fuck you are doing in this world. Government or no government. Be fucking careful about what you put out there, because people will remember what the fuck you did. Just being honest. Take it how you want to take it. That's just my opinion. Also, FMKs. Ashley Graham clearly is getting wiped up by all of us. Like this is this is just obvious. Like she like to think is one, and we are definitely we are definitely wiping her. That is like the obvious.
Oh,
even though she got twins now and all that shit, you still get wiped up. I could care less.
She looks like I should have said this earlier, but she looks like a thicker Eva Mendes. And you know how I feel about Eva Mendes.
Dude. Woo. She really fucking do. Woo. That's crazy. She do. God damn. But yeah, Ashley Graham.
What'd you say? Say it again. Say it again. We missed it. Say it again.
I'm saying, get back on track, man. We trying to.
Right. Got back on track. Right.
See, we all drooling right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We not even drooling. What you talking about? And I want to leave y'all like I always do with something. So I've been watching Jon Stewart get the Mark Twain Prize just recently. It's now on YouTube. I've been watching all these clips. Dave Chappelle, Steve Carell, all these amazing people went. All these amazing comedians went to go just celebrate him and his career. And when he finally did his speech, he said something at the end that I really was like, wow, that's pretty fucking dope. And I know my brother RC and me love comedy, which was really fucking dope. And we've always said this, that when comedians start to get taken away from what's going on in the world, that's when you realize that democracy is starting to waver and starting to break, which is very important, because he also said something at the end of that. And he said, once comedians go, like I've always said, and like my brother always said, when comedians start leaving, that's when musicians, artists, poets, podcasters, everybody should get fucking worried, because they're starting to take away what the fuck we call freedom of speech. And that's more important than any fucking thing you can never understand. And at the end of the day, being a podcaster, I need my fucking freedom of speech.
Damn right.
I want to tell a person, fuck you, and not have to deal with you at the same time. That's beautiful. That's an amazing fucking feeling. Yep. That's an amazing fucking feeling. And at the end of the day, that's all that we are speaking on. This whole episode, government, life, everything. At the end of the day, we're all fortunate to be here. But sometimes we do get wrapped up in bullshit and we forget that. I want people to be more aware of the fact that we we are lucky, privileged, and fortunate to be in this country and to voice our opinions about what the fuck is going on in this country.
Right.
Because once we lose that shit, we lose that voice.
It's over.
You know damn well they bringing back the fucking beheadings of motherfuckers. So you better get so stay very aware of that shit.
And I'm first on the chopping block.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Maybe 30th. Maybe 30th, but maybe maybe 30th.
He like 47.
Yeah. 69. You like 69? 69?
That's what it is.
All right. 69. All right, 69.
We just don't say
that. But that is what I need people to understand more and more about what we do. It's very important to understand that what we do is art and what we say is poetry. So what we believe is what we believe. This is our opinions. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to agree with these opinions. But like what my brothers have said today, you will motherfucking respect them because that's how I feel. And if you don't like it, turn the fucking station. It's very simple. It's very fucking simple.
Yep.
And that's how we're going to end this shit. This has been Dark Therapy Sessions. This session is now closed.
Peace.